Good morning. So today is Thursday and it is 11th of August, which means most of the places they celebrate a festival called as Raksha Bandhan, or in short form you can call it Rakhi, right? It honors the bond between a brother and sister. It's good. All these festivals that come up to strengthen the relationships, it's really nice. So people say that I don't speak a lot about relationships. I speak about philosophical topics, but I don't talk about relationships as such. Maybe it's true, and there's a reason behind it, because there is a time when you feel you are ready to talk about all those things, and that time has not come. That's it. I can talk about everything because I have my own experiences, and but you have to come to a position where you're able to talk. Everybody has their own experiences, and it gives it an authentic feeling when you speak. And also quote your own personal experiences. It sounds good that so and such thing happened with me, and this is how I handled it, and this is exclusively my experience. It really sounds better. So it seems that we have to speak our experiences, which I don't do usually. Not here. This is all about positivity. It gives me positive vibes. It gives the ones who listen, even for them, it is intended to spread positivity. That's all. So happy Raksha Bandhan. I have a brother who is we are two children, in fact, me and my brother. So he lives in Bangalore. He's a family person, and things don't remain the same when you grow up and when you become adults. A lot of things change when you have your own family. You choose your own life. You choose your own path. It doesn't have to stay the same. There are so many things that change, but I believe that the way we have to take the bonding or the siblings as you are, no matter which direction you take, you must maintain that respect towards each other. So I always believe that it is the prime, what do you say, that's the most important thing in any relationship. No matter what path you have chosen in life, because everybody have their own individual decisions and choices which they make as adults, which is not the same as what it used to be as a child. It's totally different from that. Right. So usually the misunderstandings happen when you are adults and when you're no longer children, and somebody takes a decision that you don't like. It kind of hurts your ego, I think, and that is where it all begins. So I've been learning in life that whether it is about a parent and a child, whether it is about siblings, these are the two relationships which you can relate like that, because you cannot say the same for husband and wife, because it's totally different. Okay, so I was telling that it is husband-wife relationship is totally different. But siblings and between a parent and a child, a lot of it change as children grow up and become adults and start taking their own decisions. It kind of creates a lot of misunderstandings, and a lot of you are disturbed. In fact, you are totally disturbed when as children they were children. In the regional language, there is a quote here that when it is a seed you can keep in your hand, but the seed grows and becomes a tree, never try to keep it in your hand, because a tree has to grow. So it is like that, when children grow up and become adults, they have the right to take decisions, and they ought to take decisions and choices which you may not like. So that is where you start getting disturbed. It hurts your ego, it changes. There is a lot of disturbance which happens within you and even outside, because you never expected things to go like that. The same thing happens between siblings as well as you become adults. I feel so, and it's much better if you can maintain it at a level where you respect each other. No matter what decisions and choices you take, finally there is a position when you respect each other, and that is a basic thing we all learn. As children, it's very easy to love each other. Children love each other unconditionally, most innocent. That is the innocent age. But as you grow up, the question of unconditional love does not exist. It doesn't exist. There are conditions. So there are only two relationships where usually we find that we are able to love unconditionally, and that is between siblings and between a parent and a child. All the other relationships, it's not unconditional. It's very difficult to say it is so. And even these two relationships, if you want it to be unconditional, I would say it has to be based on respect. As you say, there is a level of dignity that everybody deserves, even no matter what he is, or no matter even a homeless person for that matter. They deserve a dignity, and that is of that dignity is of being a human being, right? So the same way we have to approach each other with respect, and if you can maintain that, I think that relationships never break. Have respect for each other. We should not insist that they have to take the same choices as what we have within. I've been learning all these years. I've been trying to learn how to handle adults, and what is the level of maturity that we can have in relationships, and that is based on understanding. And I think that when you develop that kind of understanding, you need to know that each person as an adult has a right to take decisions, and it doesn't have to be the same as what we want them to be. And it takes a while to cope with that. Of course, even Gandhiji had a very difficult time when the country was divided into two. After all the struggles that people went through to attain independence, and still one day, when you got independence, they wanted separate nations based on community, based on religion rather. It hurt him a lot, and that is one incident which I always take into consideration when it comes to these aspects, like when people take decisions that you don't like, how to handle it. There used to be a time when we discussed things, and all the decisions that we were to take were mostly the same, or maybe it was after discussions probably, and it was the same, and it used to match. But there comes a time when when children grow up and become adults and start taking decisions which we don't like, and that starts hurting, because we never expect that. So that's how it is. Raksha Bandhan, it's a really a good festival to keep it up, and more than the tying of the Rakhi, and more than the protecting part of it and all the other aspects, this is the basic thing, that you have to respect each other as individuals, as adults. That is something that we have to learn, and of course love is there. Of course, love must always be built upon respect. That is something we have to learn. You know, first is respect, then comes love. Not love and then respect. It doesn't work that way. You must have respect to each other and all individuals. If you can have that, I think all the relationships are worthwhile. No, it is not easy at all. Whoever said it's easy, they are having an easy life. It's not easy. It's a lot of challenges. People, probably honest people, would say there are a lot of challenges. I always say coexistence is so difficult, it's never easy. And that is a basic thing of human life. You see, without coexistence, life doesn't exist. We are not isolated beings. We are living together. We have to live together all the time. You know, people have to be around people. It is something that, like the debate that we have between independence and interdependence. People who know me, they always remind me, yet I have had so many well-wishers who try to remind me all the time that life is always about interdependence. It's not independence, And I never agree. I'm like, don't talk to me about interdependence, but talk to me in terms of coexistence. I agree with coexistence. And that itself is so difficult in life. Coexistence is really a challenge. So whoever said that life is easy, they don't know. They don't know it at all. Life is not easy. Life is very challenging, very, very challenging. And if you cannot face the challenges, many times you're going to break and shatter, and it's very difficult. So let me tell you, maybe you have all the comforts and maybe you have a very luxurious life, maybe you have everything that is required for a life, but still there is a challenge when it comes to coexistence. Isn't it? That you cannot avoid, because anywhere you go, you have people around. You cannot choose the people that you deal with, and you cannot run away, because you run away, where are you going finally to? You'll have to deal with people, a lot of people, and not just people you like. There are different kinds of people, and that is pretty challenging. For me, it is very challenging. And so relationships is not easy at all. No, none of the relationship, whether it is a parent and a child, whether it is siblings, whether it is friends, probably friendship is much easier. But all the other relationships where you have a little authority, when it comes to friendship, we don't usually try to be authoritative on the other person. But the relationships where you have a feeling of superiority and authority over the other person, it's very challenging. Because there comes a time when people grow up and become individuals. At that stage, it's a lot challenging, because you have your own views, the other person has their own views, and you don't know how to put it through. You don't know how to present it, how to say that it is, after all, your choice, and you have decided that. It becomes, all these things are not easy at all. So we have to learn to rest it on the attribute of respect. Respect each other, and if you have respect, I think that all the relationships are worthwhile. That's what I said, worthwhile, because it's difficult. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. So let me put a question today. Now, I believe that the most important attribute is respect. All the relationships, all the healthy relationships must be based on respect. So what is your view on that? That's a question. That's a simple question that I'm putting today. Today is Thursday. Thursday morning thought is that. Okay. I have a lot of tasks today, so I thought let me just finish this. Anyway, this is kind of a challenge for me. Like, maybe I could just try to take one every day and see how it works. Okay. That's it. You have a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow. Happy Raksha Bandhan, and may all the brothers and sisters love each other and respect each other, and let the individual in you grow. That's my wish for you. Never compromise on your individuality. That's not required. Have respect for each other. At the same time, be the individual you are. That's a beautiful relationship you can have with your brother, sister, with your parent, with your children, be it anybody. That is the most beautiful and powerful relationship. It's easy. You can develop it. You can develop it, and there are challenges. There are times when it feels like it doesn't work out at all, but that will pass. That will pass if you can be patient, if you can be silent at times, and be understanding, and that time will pass. Okay, take care and be happy.